Hi, I'm Dave, an information developer of the Internet of Things. Stage 1. We will first be looking at the computer and software specifications to build AAPS. And at the last stage, we will be generating a signed app bundle for the AAPS app APK, and Stage 7, AAPS where APK. Stage 1. Computer and software specifications to build AAPS. What you need to know. When building the APK for AAPS, the preferred version is also the least version you can use to build AAPS. You will not be able to build on a version older than the preferred one. In other words, you cannot build AAPS version 3.3.2 with Ladybug feature drop, the 2nd of February, 2024. You would need to use Meerkat, the 1st of March, 2024. But it's okay to use a newer version, which in this video I'm going to be installing Null for AAPS version 3.3.2. The first thing you need to do is decide what version of the AAPS you're going to be wanting to build. You will know this by going to the AAPS repository at Nightscout or Android APS on GitHub, and seeing which version it is up to. In most cases, it's best to get the latest version. So, I will now download the latest version of Android Studio Null from Android Studios, but do not install it until you have checked and made sure to install Git Bash. More downloads are available in the download archives. In my information, you will find sample screenshots of building of AAPS app file. Since Android Studio, the software program which we use to build the AAPS app, is often updated, my screenshots may not be matching to your installation, but you should still be able to follow this guide. Stage 2. Installing Git. You will also need to check and make sure to install Git. Check that you don't already have Git installed. You can do this by typing Git in the Windows search bar. If you see Git Bash or some other form of Git, it is already installed, and you can go straight to installing Android Studio. If not, you will need to go to git-scm.com/downloads and download it and install it. Take a look at this video on YouTube by Traversy Media, installing Git on Windows. I will add all links in the description. It truly helped me to get it set up when I was first installing Git. Stage 3. Install Android Studio. Double-click on Android Studio 2025.1.1.14 or Windows. Just go through the installation process. After you start Android Studio, it's best to close it and restart your computer. Now open Android Studio again. You will notice that my last project AAPS Meerkat 3.3.2.0 when I finished in Android Studio. When I was using Meerkat Android Studio, the 2nd of March, 2024 version. We need to check that we have updated the plugins for Android Studio. Go to the gear icon and select Check for Updates. We now need to click on Clone Repository. In the URL section, we need to add the code we get from the Nightscout Android APS repository on GitHub. And copy the code to the clipboard to paste back into the URL section. We need to use Ctrl+V to paste. In the Directory section, select the Browse button. You will need to make a folder and go to the empty folder you made. Now, click the button Clone. You will now see a screen telling you that the repository is being cloned. At some point, Android Studio will close and start again. You may be asked whether you want to trust the project. Only for Windows users, if your firewall asks for permission, grant access. After the repository is cloned successfully, Android Studio will open the clone project. This can take a while to clone, be patient. Android Studio might suggest updating the Gradle system. Never update Gradle. This will lead to problems, and you will end up having to reinstall Android Studio. Stage 4. Set Git path in Android Studio settings. Now we will tell Android Studio where to locate Git, which you installed earlier. Make sure you have restarted your computer after installing Git and Android Studio. Normally for Git, the default path is C program files Git. If you installed it in a different location, you would need to find that path to add to Android Studio. Go to the top left corner of Android Studio and open the hamburger menu and navigate to File Settings. Or Ctrl+Alt+S. Go down to click on Expand the drop-down, named Version Control and select Git. Check if Android Studio can automatically locate the correct path to Git by clicking the Test button. If the automatic setting is successful, your current version of Git will be displayed next to the path. I then copied that correct path and pasted it back into the box. If you find that git.exe was not found automatically, or that clicking test gave you an error or said it's not installed, try 2. Manually enter the path which you saved earlier when you installed Git, or click on the folder icon, 1, and manually navigate to the directory where git.exe was installed earlier, or click on the Download and Install option if you have one and install Git. Verify your settings with the Test button again. Stage 5. Build the AAPS, signed APK and where APK. We are now going to build both where and app APK files so you can install one on your mobile and the other on your watch. Click the hamburger menu on the top left to open the menu bar. Select Build, then select Generate Signed App Bundle APK. Select the APK, then click Next. In the next screen, make sure that module is set to AAPS NOAL 3.3.2.0.app or whatever you named yours. If you want to create the app for your watch, you now need to select NOAL 3.3.2.0.where. You cannot have an older version of the NOAL 3.3.2.0.app with a newer version of the NOAL 3.3.2.0.where, or it will not work. You need to make both APK versions at the same time, so you can install the NOAL 3.3.2.0.app onto your mobile and install the NOAL 3.3.2.0.where onto your watch by sideloading it. See my other video set up on this on my screencast named, Updated July 2025, Galaxy Watch 6 or 7 with DMM watch faces, onto Xtrip Plus and AAPS. The key store path I have already set up, and I know its location, so I can keep using it each time a newer version of AAPS comes out. So, I will not be changing my settings for this video, but I will show you how to do it from new, then add mine after. You will only need to create the key store once. If you have built AAPS before, do not create a new key store but select your existing one and enter its passwords. It's important that you make sure the Gradle sync is completed successfully before proceeding. Now, click Create New to start creating your key store. Click the folder with symbol 1 to select a path on your computer for your key store location save. Now choose a simple password, and keep it in a safe place. Enter it in the password box 2. And at the side of it confirm it too with the same password. The default alias 3 for your key is if key 0, leave this unchanged. A password is now required for your key. You may use the same password as your key store if preferred. Please enter 4, a password, and confirm it. The default validity period is 25 years. It is not necessary for the passwords for the key store and key to be overly complex. If you forget your password in the future, please refer to troubleshooting for lost key store. It is recommended that you record the location of your key store for future reference. You will require this information when updating Android APS. Warning: save these passwords, you'll need them for the next AAPS update. Enter your first and last name 5. No other information needs to be added. This is why I do not want to change mine now for this tutorial. I'm doing for you all. Please don't get confused when you see my settings change to mine later on in this tutorial. Click OK, 8 to continue. Stage 6. Generate a signed app bundle or APK page. On the Generate Signed App Bundle or APK page, the key store path is displayed. Re-enter key store password 1 and key password 2, and select the box 3 to remember passwords for future builds, such as when updating to a new AAPS version. Click Next to proceed. On the next screen, choose the full released build variant 2, and click Create 3. But before you do that, note the directory at 1, as your build APK will be saved there. For clarity, click the folder at 1 to confirm the save location. Click the Create at 3. It will show Gradle build running 1 at the bottom right. If you want to watch the process of the build, you can use the small hammer on your left 2 and the build at 1 and watch the build process if you want to. We are now building the app APK version of AAPS. This process will take some time the first time, so be patient. Android Studio will display the information build successful after the build is finished. You may see a pop-up notification that you can click to select Locate. Select this to access your APK file. If you miss this, click on the notification icon 3 and then on Locate 4. In the notifications box, click on the blue link Locate. You will see your app APK in here, ready to install on your mobile. Congratulations! After this process, we will be doing the same again to make the Wear APK version for your watch. So, I will quickly show you how to do it in the next stage, Wear APK. I will not be going into too much detail, though, on its process. Stage 7. Build the Wear APK app.